Hello and welcome to Wingin It. And once again we are back here with another tournament game. This is from the youngest Mannequin Madness. So we are back on the base game plus European expansion only. No Oceania here for us today, but that gives us a chance to hopefully play with something we are a little bit more familiar with. So yeah, we're going second here in this group game. So we'll jump in, we'll take a look at the starting hand, and okay, well, it's not amazing, but we do have the diver, which I do think is a pretty good opening wetland bird. Do we have a fish in the feeder? We do indeed. So yeah, nothing too amazing in the tray, but certainly I think that diver could be a good option. We'll see what my opponent's kept. Okay, pretty standard stuff. A couple of birds, 3 food. So yeah, I guess the question here is what else do we keep? So diver is a must, and of course the fish. Take a look at the bonus cards. Okay, do you have behaviourist? So it's potential for something like this to go down in that first column for sure. Cuckoo, nice pink power early on. We've got some egg end around, so definitely would maybe expect my opponent to do some egg laying at some point. And Sparrowhawk, I think Sparrowhawk's good with diver. You can very easily get extra cards and yeah, save a bit of food with that. So definitely see myself doing something like this, where I get the food for the diver and the cuckoo pretty easily. And that's one column done on behaviour. So then who knows? Maybe we can look at doing some more columns as the game goes on. So yeah, I feel quite comfortable locking that in. And as I say, really does kind of depend on me getting the fish here. My opponent didn't keep one, so normally you don't grab a fish turn 1 if you don't already have one. And indeed, they did not go and grab the fish. They grabbed something from the tray, I think. Be honest, I didn't really look too closely at the tray. I remember seeing the loon and the goose. I don't think the third bird was anything good, so we might have to wait and see what my opponent is going to play here in a second. And it may well be whatever was there, it may jog my memory, but it may be something completely different, so I won't count too badly on that. But yeah, a couple of ways to go about this. I'm definitely leaning more towards playing the diver, doing the digging, then play the Sparrowhawk. Oh, they went and picked up the loon as well, so okay. Well, that's going to be difficult when you've not got a fish, so want to keep it on maybe. But yeah, I think I would like to play the diver first, I think, here. Draw cards a couple of times, play the Sparrowhawk, and then when I take food, I can throw potentially some of these extra cards I'm drawing and get more foods. And the other way would be to pick up the second worm now while it's there, get the cuckoo and the diver down on the board earlier, get the pink power down earlier, maybe get some free eggs. So obviously struggle with that is only 1 egg space here on this diver, but that could potentially be something that we manage. So I think now that I've talked through that, I actually do quite like the idea of getting this second worm. So I think we will grab that just because there's only 1. I could definitely see myself getting stuck. Oh, I remember what the bird now. I remember the bird now. It was a double bird. I think it was the downy woodpecker that was in the tray. Don't know what reminded me of that. It was in my mind somewhere. But yeah, okay. So they might be looking at doing some kind of forest play, maybe. Maybe looking at this end around. They are grabbing food. So yeah, we'll play our diver. And yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I'm not really sure what they've got planned, if I'm completely honest. But if they play something that looks like they're going to lay eggs, I think playing this cuckoo and trying to get a free egg sooner rather than later, I think could be a good plan. So we'll see. And if we do get a free egg, we can always throw it for another card. Not necessarily a bad thing. So okay, they're still going for food. I think they want to try and get this fish that they want for the double play. So no birds down. meaning they're not going to lay eggs. So let's go and draw cards. Instead, see what we find. Okay. We've got a dipper, so that's the other one that discards the tray and refills. So I might pick that up just because that's a much better bird for them than the loon that they've got. And to be honest, I'm not that attached to either of these. Maybe the warbler could be a good option. We can always go and draw again. But yeah, just to block, I think the dipper makes sense here. So we'll see what they do. We'll see if they're going to go and reset and try and get themselves a fish to play that common loon. But yeah, I think we've got stuff to do. So to be honest, keeping this pipit could be a good option. And yeah, like I say, that hooded warbler. Really, we need something to gain a bit of food. So a nice forest brown power. I wouldn't say no. Let's put it that way. So might have to just wait and see. Maybe we just keep drawing. I think honestly, with something like this black-throated diver, just doing that digging early on, especially if I know I'm likely to just be playing the one forest bird at the start here, give myself more cards maybe to discard and get a bit of food, but equally just do that bit of digging, see what you find, look for some good grass-loved birds. So they've drawn again. It's kind of wild. 5 turns in, they've drawn 3 cards and gained 2 food. So they did block my hooded warbler, which I don't appreciate, but never mind. Let's go and draw again. Let's go and draw again and see what we get. Okay, skimmer. Not really too interested in you. Okay. Well, that's a tricky dilemma, isn't it? That's the problem with diver. Is you get this kind of situation. So I want both. Which would I rather leave for my opponent? Now, I don't think I can leave them the white stalk here. I think they've got no real card access. It's only going to be that common loon. I don't think I can leave them a white stalk. So as much as it hurts to leave Benelli here, I think we have to pick up the white stalk and we have to look at maybe using that ourselves. And if they want Benelli, they have to spend another turn just picking up 1 card. So yeah, be my guest. Be my guest as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, there we go. They do indeed go and pick it up. No surprises there. So, okay, what are they going to do for this end of round? Do I pick up that Screech Owl just as something? I could always get that down and maybe try and get the food for the white stalk. Might not be a terrible idea. Does hit this end of round. Could get some extra points, but does kind of ruin my behaviorist. But maybe we don't. Maybe we don't want to get too sidetracked by that. So would also potentially slow down the white stalk. So I think actually, yeah, I think we focus on just getting this Sparrowhawk down. And yeah, maybe even let's think about this. We've got options for what to do in terms of getting this white stalk down. So Cuckoo in that first column, as sort of originally planned, would definitely be better. But it's no guarantee. Okay, Common Swift. Okay, so that's going to be their cavity nesting bird that they're going to lay eggs on now. Is it worth slowing me down with this white stalk? How much usage is the Cuckoo going to get? Because the thing is, I can play Cuckoo here and then take food twice and then play the white stalk. Or I could take food now and play the white stalk much, much sooner. But I'm very much tempted by the behaviorist, so I think we're going to go for the Cuckoo here. That might be a bad idea. I might come to regret that. But we will see. We will see. At the very least, I'm pretty sure we're going to get one 1 free egg out of this. So this has been a weird first round for both players, got to be said. There's the free egg coming through. And who knows, maybe I need to draw cards at the start of next round. But yeah, Common Swift. I don't know, maybe they've got a Raven. This has definitely been a strange opening. They did keep a couple of birds. The Common Swift must have been one of those at the start. Maybe the other one is a Raven. We'll see. But we're going to take food here. Okay, we do get the fish we want. So that's good. Dipper can go because I don't need you anymore. And we'll just grab any more food there. So we'll see what we're going to get in this round 2 tray. I do see a bee eater there, so I think that's my mind made up. We'll we'll just grab that. So bee eater and white stork. We're on the baseboards. That feels like a good combo to have. So we'll keep the egg just because I want to make sure I can play something for sure after that. And hummingbird. Okay, well. That's my decision made. That's a whole lot easier. Just get the grasslands and go for that. So, yeah. Very nice. Very nice indeed. So we can get this set up pretty easily. If they do have a Raven, I don't have to worry about giving out the hummingbird food. Although, I suppose, with Common Swift, there's maybe something to think about that. But maybe they don't have a Raven. Maybe I'm just going to be feeding them either way. But yeah, we've got the good stuff. We've got the good stuff for sure. So I think we can get hummingbird and bee eater down, then use that to feed the stork. And then we're good. Then we just lay eggs, see what the stork gives us. And roll with that. And yeah, potentially 2 food a turn in this here grasslands could be key. I mean, I always say it time and time again on baseboards. If you can get 2 food in the grasslands, you're doing a good job. So probably can afford to avoid the forest in that sense. So I think that's what we're going to be doing. And, you know, behaviorists could still be on. We find some nice pink and teal powers, and maybe some white powers, some bonus card birds. That could be the key. And maybe we could get another column or 2 and get some extra points here. So things are definitely looking up now that we've drawn these good stuff. So they've not got a Raven, because they're going and grabbing food. So they're blocking the worm that I wanted, which is a bit annoying, but I'll just play my hummingbird with a fish. And we'll see. I mean, if I get a free... If I think I'm going to get a free egg soon, I think I might just go and grab food so I can play the bee eater before laying eggs. But otherwise I just lay eggs. Use the hummingbird to get the second worm, play that, bee eater, and then we're good to go. Not really sure this spray pipit is going to be that useful. So Downy woodpecker into hooded warbler. So those are the birds we saw them pick up earlier. And yeah, I think they must still want this fish, right? Maybe I just be annoying and take food here anyway, because they want this fish for the common loon. So we'll take food, we get our worm, and left no fish. So we can play the bee eater. We lay eggs. As long as the bee eater hits, we'll get the food to then play the white stork. And yeah, then things will be set up. And that's going to be the key. Getting your grasses set up in round 2 on these baseboards. Very, very nice indeed. So yeah, that'll be the goal. That'll be the goal for sure. Given what was a slightly slower start, I mean, we did get most of what we wanted. I think the original plan was definitely to get this column down. So we did manage to get that. Slight change of plans, of course, whenever white stork shows up, but we've managed to start getting things going. So this might be the start of a Food with Expert game over here, potentially with the Swift and the hooded warbler already. But yeah, no card access. No card access looks like could be their undoing. So we'll see how this develops. Definitely glad I've got hold of this white stork. So back around to us. And yeah, they are going for food. So they're just grabbing loads of rats. Still no fish for them. But yeah, we're going to have to lay eggs here so we can get our bee-eater down. So we'll put them first. Just so they don't get their fish. And we'll see what comes up for us. Maybe, I mean, sort of entertaining the idea of playing the white stalk first, but there's not loads of worms coming up, so I think it's better to get the extra food going, to be honest. Especially we want to at least qualify on this end around. So yeah, I think we'll just grab a worm just to be safe. Just to be safe, so we can do bee-eater, eggs, white stalk. And we'll still have at least one food, so yeah, I don't think we're really pushing on this end around, to be honest. I think yeah, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. It might be a situation where we can do something, but I think they're going to have extra food. So yeah, they're just taking food a lot. Fair enough. We'll get our bee-eater down, and yeah, we don't need it to hit here. Obviously, it would help if it did. We do want as much food as possible, but we've got the hummingbird in reserve. That'll always hit. We can get the white stalk down. And yeah, like I say, the rest of this game is just going to be laying eggs, using the stalk, seeing what we'll find. So there, the commonly finally goes down. So they maybe did get their fish they were looking for. We'll see, is this bee-eater going to do its job? It is indeed. And yeah, we're going to take... Probably doesn't matter too much. We'll take a seed, because I think we're going to get lots of worms, hopefully. Don't want to jinx it, but hopefully we'll get lots of worms. Courtesy of this bee-eater. I do believe in the bee-eater, so it has my full confidence and full faith through the rest of this game. Famous last words, but we'll see. And yeah. So much is just going to depend on what this white stalk gives. So it is definitely nice to have the white stalk on the right of the food gainers, because we'll use the white stalk, we'll see what cards we get, and then that will determine maybe what food we're looking for with this hummingbird. So we can be a bit more selective. Rather than have them the other way around, sometimes you find that if you're gaining food and then using the stalk, you're kind of gambling and picking random food without really knowing what cards you're going to be drawing and what food you're looking for. So obviously in this setup, it was better for me to play the hummingbird first anyway, because I needed to get the food to play the stalk. But it is something definitely worth thinking about and bearing in mind. So they played Swing's Hawk. I'd imagine they'll want to lay eggs here. And I'm sort of toying with the idea now of not playing this stalk right away, just because there is an end of our goal swing on the line, potentially here. Think about this. If I laid eggs, I would need the bee-eater to hit, but I would be gaining a food on them. I'd be up to 6 and they'd be on 4. So they'd be able to gain food and they'd get at most 6 as well. So it would be a 3-point swing. Maybe they don't want to gain food here as well, so that might be slowing them down. It does come at a cost though, because I'm laying eggs before playing the stalk. So I lose an egg, I lose a card from the stalk, and also I might lose a free egg from the cuckoo. So I think that's not worth it. I think this is a case where you just want to get your good stuff down. So we'll play the stalk. We'll play the stalk, and yeah, hopefully find some good birds. Big egg capacity is what we're going to want, especially with this cuckoo. I'm maybe not expecting my opponent to lay eggs a lot here, but they will need to lay eggs, of course, with some of these end rounds. And just generally for scoring points and playing birds, they'll definitely want to lay eggs. So we'll see. We'll see how much action this cuckoo will get, but we do have a bit of space now. Was a bit worried when it was just a diver, but hummingbird, of course, with the cuckoo, you can choose either cup nest or ground nest. So got a couple of options there that hopefully will help us out here. But yeah, I suppose time will tell how much of a problem egg space is going to be in this game. So yeah, like I say, do sort of expect them to legs. Looks like they are. Fill it up in the forest as well. Makes sense. So we'll take our free egg. Lose the end of round, but that's okay. And go into round 3. So what have we got? Got a replicated woodpecker, a flycatcher, and a coot. So not amazing birds for them. I've got to remember, actually, when they draw cards, we can potentially use this loon to grab tray birds that we otherwise wouldn't be able to grab. Of course, with white stalk, when you're resetting the tray, there's something nice in the tray that you want to grab before that. You're a little bit stuck, so maybe that woodpecker or flycatcher could be ones to look at. Certainly woodpecker if we're still keeping an eye on this behaviourist, and more forest egg space. I certainly wouldn't say no. So both players will benefit from this loon at the moment, so I think we do want to keep that the case. We want to, yeah, hold off on the wetland birds, even if we're finding some, which at the moment we clearly don't have any. It's, yeah, definitely going to be something to think about. All right, it comes here onto us, and indeed we do get a card. Courtesy of the common loon. Unfortunately, they did pick up the woodpecker, so it's a bit of a shame. But this flycatcher, this could be interesting. It's big points. It's more food. It's more co-op, but certainly more interesting to me, I think, than this common loon. So we'll grab that. And yeah, not too interested in that stuff in the tray. So let's go ahead and lay some eggs. Come on, White Stork, what can you give me? You're going to give me a Eurasian hobby, which, to be honest, could be worse. Maybe works for these next 2 in a round, so I'm more interested in that than the other stuff. So we'll get ourselves some worms. And I think more worms. Do we take more worms? Or do we take a rat? Let's take a rat. I'm cautious of giving them worms, but I think it's just going to happen. And they can decide themselves. They've not got great food access, so they can decide themselves if they want to use those worms on the swift or not. But yeah, this hobby is like, it's something to play. Definitely not great, but if it starts filling out the board and starts getting points, maybe Kingfisher could be nice for pink power and a bit more egg space in this here wetlands. So there may well be some turns where we draw cards here. The diver power is still good. It's more resetting the tray, but it is more cards. So there goes the woodpecker. So yeah, I think pretty sure they're going to be winning this in a round. But I think I have to pick up this Kingfisher. So I think I do need the egg space. It's basically 7 points with behaviourist. Yeah, might get me some free fish. I know I said I didn't want to play a second wetland bird, but I think I do have to pick it up here. So we'll get rid of an egg. Draw some more cards. Long spur, not too shabby. And these are the birds that I'm not really looking for, but we'll block the gull. I definitely don't want them having that. And just replace it with more trash in the tray. So yeah, I think we'll play the hobby. In the forest. We'll lay eggs. We'll think about the Kingfisher. We'll see what else we get. This flycatcher could still be interesting, but yeah, just not really finding the berries for that, so that might be a challenge. That might be a challenge indeed, but it's going to be big points. This is also big points and even more egg space, so maybe we focus on this, to be honest, more than the flycatcher. I think I'll be okay for food. Not sure I need more worms, and actually, to be honest, giving out worms to them again with this swift, but maybe not the wisest decision. So yeah, we'll think about that. Think about that long spur. Yeah, this is definitely an interesting position. They've still not got loads of brown powers out, but they have at least got some more forest birds. So the food access, I think, is looking a lot better over here. And certainly they'll want it to be with this swift. And of course, I'm giving them a bit of food with the hummingbird. But yeah, cards may be still the problem. We'll see how much more they use this common loon. And we'll see if we can get some good stuff from that as well. Alright, background to us. My opponent has been laying eggs. We're going to get ourselves a freebie. So very nice. But as I say, we might have to be careful on the old egg space there. So we're going to play this Eurasian hobby. We're going to play it up here in the forest. So yeah, a bit of a weird one. Bit of a unconventional, not really ideal play. But it's something. It's another bird for these end of rounds. I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference for this third end of round, but maybe that final one with another platform nest. And certainly if we do go with this kingfisher, we should be looking strong there. So hopefully can get some points from that. And then, like I say, probably my next two things to think about are these two. Would like to get them both down. And yeah, if we find seeds in the bird feeder, with the hummingbird, we can look at playing the long spur. If we find fish, we can look at playing the kingfisher. Or maybe we find something else with a white stork, and we want to go with that. So, and we are getting another free card here, courtesy of the loon. I'm not really interested in this stuff in the tray, so we'll top deck. We'll see what we get. We'll also storm petrel. Like the diver, nice early, but you have no egg space, my friend. So I'm not interested in you. So let's lay eggs. See, come on, stork. Goldcrest pops up. That could be an interesting one. If only we had more forest birds that were worthy of playing. But I think I will still take you because, yeah, I do think the others are really of interest at this stage of the game. So we are going to get ourselves a worm and we're going to get ourselves a fish. So. That probably means we play kingfisher. Didn't get the seed for this long spur. But I think we will, yeah, we'll get this kingfisher down. So, gotta say the points are not looking great. It's been a struggle to find big point birds really. Like I said at the end of round 2, it's nice to get the engine set up. Losing those first 2 end of round goals was not great. Maybe could have done something with the second one, but I wanted to prioritise getting the stalk down, start seeing some more cards, and you hope for better stuff than this, to be honest. It does feel like a case of making do with what we've got, so not been the greatest, but Goldeneye goes down. Okay, that is very good for them, given all of these cavity nests, so yeah, they'll get some eggs. Good for the end of round as well, to be honest. We could potentially snipe the end of round with this Goldcrest. Let's think about this. They lay... Actually, no, we couldn't, because they lay 3 eggs and then get another 3 off the Goldeneye, so they'll get to 7. Actually, no, we could. We could snipe it. If we play the Goldcrest. And then lay eggs, we'll get to 8. So I don't think there's anything they can do about that. I think that's worth it for an end of round goal swing. Basically means this Goldcrest isn't 1 point, but 7. Because we gain 3 and they lose 3 off the end of round. So yeah. That feels worth it. Again, it's a gamble because we actually don't have any good forest birds to play, but maybe we get something good in that final round. We're going to have plenty of cards to throw with this Goldcrest power and play. So yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I've talked myself into it. I talked myself into not chasing the end around in round 2, and I've talked myself into chasing it here in round 3. So we'll see if that was a good decision or not, but yeah, we just need some good forest birds to show up. That's all we need really, and yeah, using the Goldcrest power, throwing some cards from our hand to play more birds in the forest shouldn't be a problem at all. And yeah, we do still have kingfisher, longspur. Those are both still options for later. But yeah, the egg space as well, to be honest, is going to help out a lot on this Goldcrest because we don't have much. And if they are going to be, well, maybe they're not going to be laying eggs too many more times, but especially now with this Goldeneye. But you know, when they do lay eggs, we've got to be wary of that. We've got to make sure we've got space, and six cup nest spaces on this Goldcrest definitely will come in handy. So yeah, we'll see. I think a lot of this is going to come down to the end game. It does feel like actually at the moment, despite despite the look of the boards, this does feel like quite a close game. Depending on their bonus cards, of course. Like I say, they have done well on these end of round goals, and they're going to get some good teal power activations. Okay, they are laying eggs, so we'll get a freebie there. up here on the gold crest. So actually that is going to be 9 eggs up there. But yeah, we do need to lay eggs. They're going to get their 3 off the gold. They'll get up to 6. So let's fill up. Let's fill up here on this gold crest. Come on, white stork, give me a good forest bird, or give me puffin. That'll do as well. Don't mind it. Starling could be interesting as well, but when life gives you puffin, I think you take puffin. So we'll get ourselves a worm, and I think we'll take more fish. We'll take more fish with the puffin, and yeah, maybe even this kingfisher still goes down. Maybe that gives us more fish for the puffin as well to be playing that. So it's just all wetland birds. We're not finding the forest birds we want. It's just all wetland birds. But when they're wetland birds like the puffin, I'll certainly take it. I'm not going to complain when puffin decides to show up. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what my opponent's going to do here with their common swift. Because of course, I'm going to keep saying it. All this food I'm giving away with this hummingbird. They could just quite happily choose to take worms and turn those into points, so do have to be wary of that. Do definitely have to be wary of that, but yeah, it's the price I'm going to pay. Maybe I don't need to use the hummingbird too much more, especially if I do find something with the stork. That wild turkey would have been nice. Would definitely been nice to play with the gold crest, but so be it. We'll just see. We'll see what comes up in the final round. So they're going to use their golden eye. We're going to win the end of round. So thank you very much. Gold crest. Did they use their swift? No, they didn't. But they did take a worm, so maybe they'll use it in this final round. So yeah, I think kingfisher is a no-brainer here. All that egg space is going to be handy. It's the behaviorist, so and maybe gets us more fish. So we'll keep 1 fish, but we'll use a worm for the other food. So we'll do that. We'll lay eggs. Hope for a nice forest bird. Anything worth, even remotely decent points would be nice. And see where that takes us. But otherwise, yeah, it's probably going to be puffin and see what the bonus card gives me, and then a few more eggs. So 66 points, definitely on the low end of things, but we'll take what we get. So now they draw birds. Now I played the kingfisher and I don't get a free one. A little bit annoying, but hard to predict that. We'll fill up on this kingfisher. Come on, white stork. Okay, you give me a Phoebe, which is not really great. Is anything else even worth taking here? Do we take this house sparrow? Or do we prefer the long spur? I think we do pick up this Phoebe. And okay, we're going to not get ourselves a fish, but we are going to get ourselves more seeds, so maybe this long spur is still an option. But if it stops me playing puffin, maybe I'm less keen. Certainly don't expect my opponent to be laying eggs too much. So I don't think I've got to worry about missing out on cuckoo eggs. I think they want to be taking food. I think they want to be playing birds. Certainly you want to clear out at least a couple of golden eye spaces here. So that'll be their focus. Yeah, they are taking food. So there is a fish there. But of course, if I'm going to be using the bee eater, resets the bird feeder anyway. So I don't think. Yeah, they took it anyway. So oh, because there was a bald eagle, but I don't think they picked that up. Okay, what do we do here? 3 turns left. I think we lay eggs and we gamble. We've got to see what we get on this white stork. So please give me a good forest bird. Or just 2 really good wetland birds. That works as well. Oh man, okay. Do we just ditch puffin entirely? Is there a way that we can get more of these birds down? At the moment we can afford long spur, and then we have fish and rat. which is not good for either of these. Not good for either of these. I think, yeah, I think we'll take the red knot. I think we'll take the red knot. And we really need a fish to come up. Okay. So I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we take a fish here, and I think we can do puffin and long spur. Because we can play long spur with worm and 2 seeds. And then we can do 2 fish, a worm and a rat on the puffin. And I think that's just going to be how we play this. So going to be some bonus card gambles. Not really sure what we're looking for, to be honest. Maybe a fishery manager. Wouldn't say no. We've got a few omni birds as well. But yeah, it's not been a flashy endgame. It's not been a flashy endgame by any means. But with all due respect to my opponent, feels like it may be the case on that side of the game as well. So we'll see. I'm not going to count my eggs before they've hatched. But we do have some big point plays at the very least. And yeah, if these bonus cards come up how we would like them to come up, then we could be doing alright. So 3 fish comes through anyway, right when I didn't need it. So thank you for that. Oh, the Benelli's Eagle, of course. How could I forget? How could I forget that they do have that? So that's gone down. Okay, so does that change anything? There's 3 fish. Does mean the red knot, I think, is now affordable, but it's 2 extra points versus seeing another bonus card. I think we play the puffin first and see what that is, because that might, maybe it's food web expert, and maybe we then want to play the red knot. So I think that will make our mind up. It is not food web expert, but it is wildlife garden for 4. So we take that. We take that for sure. Score looking a bit better now. So yeah, it's going to be a question of do we want 2 extra points, or do we want the extra bonus card? I tend to value an extra bonus card, or sight of an extra bonus card, I should say. I tend to value that at about 1 point. So if I'm following that logic, if I'm following my brain, it tells me to play the red knot, but the risk being that you blank the bonus card is quite high. But 11 birds down, we might be able to get something good. It definitely would be a safer play to go for the long spur, but the 2 extra points here could be hard to say no to. But 2 final turns here for my opponent. Definitely am expecting some birds to go down, so still got 1, maybe 2 more eggs they want to clear off that golden eye, depending on if they play another cavity nesting bird. They might want to think about laying eggs, but they're already hit this end around. I don't think there's any way that they can really compete with me on this one. So more fish. All the wetland birds coming out now when I've already played puffin. Golden eagle, okay. So maybe they will lay eggs, but I think if they were going to lay eggs, they'd probably put it here. So yeah, we shall see. But I don't think it changes our decision that we have to make. So could also just play the scissortail flatcatcher. That'd be a much safer play, but I fancy my chances of getting at least 3 points looking at 2 bonus cards, and certainly at least 1 point looking at 1. So I think we're going to go for the red knot here. We'll see if that was a good decision or not once we've drawn the bonus card. So what is it going to be off this red knot? It's going to be a 4-point falconer. So okay, that makes me feel much better. Where were you, Cerulean Warbler? Where were you from the White Stork? Would have liked to play with the Goldcrest, but yeah, all things considered, from those 2 bonus cards, 8 points. I'll take it. We're going to get a triple-digit score, so things are not looking great coming into the final round, but we've managed to make it work here with some of these late-game draws. So yeah, loads of spare cards in our hand that maybe are not so useful, but yeah, at least some good stuff did come up. when we needed it to. So one final turn here. Like I say, I would kind of expect some egg laying, but maybe they've got another bird to play. It's probably not worth taking food just in the hope of more worms for the swift. I think you lay eggs and have faith in your Swaiton's hawk. Of course, now that we have played some birds, we do have space to use the cuckoo. So yeah, if they do that, we can get an egg down easily enough, even on this puffin, just to rub our noses in this end of round with another bird. So that remains to be seen, but yeah, I think we've done what we could, certainly with this final round. All right, there we go. So we did win that final end of round goal, and we're going to go here into the scores. So yeah, I feel like this should be a win. It is maybe going to be a little bit on the bonus cards, but we do hold a lead off our bird points. And like I say, we did have some good bonus cards ourselves. So end of round goals, I think we split pretty evenly. Eggs, I think we should have plenty more of those. So not too many cash food or duck cards to go around, but it does not matter for us in the end. It is a comfortable victory, 101 to 85. So let's take a look at these bonus cards. My opponent had Ecologist and Visionary Leader were the two. So maybe they drew cards on that final turn. Visionary Leader, maybe not the one you are looking for, but Ecologist, certainly not a bad pickup. But like I said, decent bonus cards for us. Good pickups late game. Behaviorist is a tricky one. We kind of had to go out of our way a little bit, but I think we still managed to make that work. 6 points, not too shabby at all. So yeah, good score, good game. We'll take that result for sure, and that should put us into the next round of this tournament, where we're going to start having some knockout game matches. So if you want to see those, do stick around, do stay tuned, hit that subscribe button so you get notified, and I'll see you in another video again very, very soon.